Welcome to my channel. In this video I am going to be showing you how quickly your website can be hacked if you leave sensitive files hanging around on your website. Lots of people think that this doesn't happen. This happens daily with websites. People use files to test or they make backups and they don't realize that they are accessible from the browser. So the extension that I've built helps you scan for these pre and post deployments so that you can make sure that you aren't giving people easy access to your site or full backups of your databases or your websites. So I'm going to show you a demo on a test site that I've created. So I have full rights to test on this. You must get permission before you test on any site. If you don't and you get caught, then you will be in trouble. So we take no responsibility for that. Please ask for consent first. So I'm going to show you how quickly things can go bad if you've left sensitive files on your website. So I'm going to open the scanner, make sure that the URL is locked so that it only scans this site, and then I'm going to go to sensitive files. So it's from the previous one. So I'm going to then check for files. And it's found four. So it's found a .env file, a database file, credentials file, and a backup file. So let's have a look what's in there. So if we click env, so we have an API key and an OpenAI key. So again, people could use these now to drain your credits, use it to create things themselves, or just rack huge charges up on your account. And obviously, depending on what API key this was for, they could be using your service and again, racking up charges, getting customer data, all this kind of stuff. So if we open the extension again and go to sensitive files, it loads our data back. So we go to credentials.json because I want to have a look at that. And we have something that looks like a username and password pair. Some form of payment API keys. Again, if you haven't locked your payments system down to IP addresses or at something like that, then they could start putting things through and costing you money. I've seen this in the real world happen. So we've got a username and password pair. So let's see if there's anywhere we could use them on this test site. So straight away I see that we can log into the site and then up at admin and then password 1, and again you can see now we have full access to this site. So you've now lost your site basically because a file was accidentally left. So that's why just scanning your website with this tool pre and post deployment will save you lots of headaches and issues with people getting into your site when they shouldn't. So what you can do, depending on the operating system that you're running, you can obviously set config rules up on your server to say don't allow access to these types of files. I'm running Apache, so I'll show you an example of that on my server. So I'll uncomment this code here. I'll leave this in the comments below. I've added credentials.json here, and obviously you can just copy the same format to add in your own files into here. I'm going to make sure that's saved. So now if I try and run that scan again, sensitive files, this should now only find 2 because it will find the backup and the database file because the others, so the other 2 were blocked from the scanner, and then these 2 can still be found because we haven't blocked them. So if we try and access the env, if we refresh it, you can see now it says that we don't have access to view that on the server. So now the scanner can't find it and it can't be accessed via the browser. So that's a demo of how quickly things can go bad if you do not secure your website and make sure these files cannot be found. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments box below.